NL, how does your movies per week metric change as you go deep into your 30s? I don't watch, like, I would say I watch... I mean, sometimes I'll have, like, a movie on while I'm setting YouTube thumbnails or something like that. That probably comes to, like, one a week. Apart from that, we're literally talking about, like... I think I saw 2 new movies in 2022. People will say insane shit to you, like, you should watch this one. It's a 7 out of 10. I only have time for 0s and 10s, is essentially where we're at. See the menu yet? You see what I mean when I say they say insane shit to you? Why would you put yet on that? It's been on video on demand for what, like 3 weeks? Everyone I know who doesn't have kids is like, I've seen it twice, it's amazing. Everyone I know who does have kids is like, what's the menu? I'm existing in some kind of superposition in the middle where I'm aware of all media, but don't have time to consume as much as I used to. It's good, it's good, it's bad, it's bad. Actually, it's mid. I haven't seen it. I don't know. One day I will. Probably. Yeah, haven't you heard my streams before? I don't even read the menu. Did you ever watch Morbius? No, I didn't watch it. Are you crazy? You said 0s and 10s? True, yes. I believe I did say that. So which of the Marvel movies you've seen in the last few years were 10s? My kid's only 2 years old. Like, this is... I think you just have, like, a lot more fun with life if you stop trying to poke holes in everything to, I don't know, distract yourself from the fact that you're gonna die someday. This is really what it's all about. I don't know if you've seen White Noise. It's mostly about how we distract ourselves with inane nonsense so that we don't have to think about the fact that we're gonna die. That plus James Murphy writing a banger for the credits. You watched White Noise and not the menu? Bitch, you're watching me instead of like Citizen Kane right now. You don't have a leg to stand on. People will be like, I haven't even gone grocery shopping this week. You're watching my ass getting tilted about my media choices. You unlocked Boudoir Cap. Get that off the screen. We don't deal with NSFW here. Okay, I mean, I gotta break like the 4 curse. You know, I watched White Noise for the same reason you're watching my stream right now. Because it was a damn routine. I was shaving my face. I went to Netflix. Oh, new Adam Driver movie on Netflix. Click. It's Frictionless. The menu, it's on like HBO Max or something like that. Which means step 1, I have to Google HBO Max The Menu Canada and figure out it's probably on some insane shit like Voodoo. Then I gotta figure out, oh, I don't have a login for that one. I've gotta use my cable provider's middleware to pipe in the login that I use to pay my phone bill in order to get the app on my phone. It's gonna take 20 minutes. I gotta call tech support at TELUS HQ. Must be hard getting subsidized healthcare. America, you just need to like take an L sometimes. I'm saying that from a place of respect. You just need to let other people, like in other countries, also have problems. Like, the other countries are talking. We're sick of the fact that it's always, we're number one, or like, we fucking suck, we're the worst. But there's never like an apology. It's always just like, we're the worst. And then like someone from France is like, we know. And then they're like, fuck you. Like, just, we all gotta coexist here, okay? Like, you know what the most annoying part of me getting all these damn gut infections has been? Well, the diarrhea, first and foremost. I would say secondarily is that, like, anytime a Canadian has the audacity to get sick, somebody from Ohio is like, at least he's not American. And you're like, you can't even, like, be sick in peace anymore. You gotta, like, apologize for the fact that, like, your parents fucked in Canton. That's like it's any of my responsibility what happened in, 2002 outside of the Guided by Voices concert, okay? Like, it's not my response. I wasn't there. My ass was in 8th grade. Just let me be sick and, like, annoyed with my own healthcare system. It's not like I'm saying, oh, every time I get sick, I'm not like, let's blow it up and convert to the American system. I'm just like, just let me have diarrhea and be like, I wish I didn't have diarrhea, or I wish there was just a store I could go into that's like, here's your diarrhea pill. It's not all about you. Not one of those. You work from home? Shut up. What are you even talking about? I don't even understand. I'm trying to meet you in the middle here. What are you... I didn't make your life, okay? Your life is not my responsibility. My ass is not in charge of the policy decisions. But diarrhea shits feel the best? You need to talk to 2 doctors. You need to talk to a gastroenterologist, and you need to talk to a psychiatrist yesterday. And maybe a proctologist, because your colon is not right. It is not. Smart play. Very small Sonia, I'll give you that one. I don't know. I've acknowledged, like, it's just the internet. Like, one of the reasons I didn't tweet that I was, like, sick when I was sick is I'm just kind of like, I mean, I'm not trying to make a joke here. I'm just kind of, like, sick of the sick responses. It's like, I can't anymore just be like, I'm sick. The first comment is always like, he almost died, lol. The second comment is like, why do you get sick so much? I never leave my house and I never get sick. Maybe I just have a superior immune system. Hey, why do you get sick so much? You should immediately talk to an osteopath. That's not right. Hey, have you gotten a CT scan? It seems like you're immunocompromised. Whoa, hey, how many times have you been boosted? What's wrong with your immune system? Like, it's just so fucking annoying. Oh, at least you live, if I got sick in my country, it would cost me $1 billion to go see a doctor. And that's why, like, instead, I'm like, I'm just like, I'm not going to be live today. And you don't fucking get to know why. Because you got a comment, I would prefer if you keep it to yourself. Yeah, but is Casey Affleck really better than his brother? He's been in better movies. He hasn't been in a superhero movie yet? Yeah, isn't that why, like, we like him more? I'm just trying to keep up. Or now that Ant-Man's coming out, are we, like, pro superheroes again because Paul Rudd is, like, a hottie? The hottie one. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. He is certainly not the naughty. If I was hiring Paul Rudd, I would not hire him as the naughty. At the end of 2023, are you going to rate the best emotes of the year? I don't know. We'll just make sure, like, we're all alive. And then we'll talk about December plans. I don't know. I'll be a different person in December. I wouldn't promise anything that far out. He will not rate jack shit. You know what? Probably true. It's a good point. So just say you're not doing it? Okay, I'm not doing it. There you go. Maybe I would have done it, but now that you say you're not doing it, now I'm not doing it. I don't know. I don't have any plans for December. Did you see the tweet that said, everybody asks, have you watched this? Have you watched that? How about you watch my fucking kids so I can... I forget what the punchline was, but I was like, man, I so agree. Like 100 people added me in the tweet, and I was like, it's true. That's what it's like. Oh, how about you watch my freaking kids so I can go stand in my shed for an uncomfortable amount of time? Do you have a life outside of work? Honestly, like not, well, yes, being a dad, but outside of those 2 things, no. Which is why I've been talking about how I need some hobbies, but I was talking about it yesterday. I was like, what do people like in their 30s like even do? Apart from like go out for brunch. Golf is why I'm always talking about golf. That's why I was thinking, like, the Rotary Club, you know? You get to volunteer, it gives you a sense of purpose, you're doing something with your life, and then it was like, meetings are Thursdays at noon, and I was like, you gotta be joking. Where do they meet? At the retirement home? I practice karate, learn Japanese, and do woodworking, get your shit together? How old's your kid? And how many hours do they have in their iPad daily? What's the inside of your fridge look like? I do have one hobby. The Peloton is a hobby. It's also like, you know, it's not that bad ranking-wise. It's not necessarily restorative, but it's good to do. Board gaming? No. Next. Sorry. No, we're not. I'm not going to be getting into the Cones of Dunshire. I was talking about it with Dan, And it's like I actually, because people are saying like reading, it is fine. I'm not knocking those as hobbies, but I need something that'll actually get me out of the house. Because something that happens all the time on like a Sunday or a Saturday, I'll look after the baby for like a long time. And then I'll be like, oh, I'm like burned out. I need to take a break. So I'm like, Kate, can you look after the baby for a bit? She's like, sure, no problem. And then like after 15 minutes, I'm like, I don't know what to do. My ass is just sitting here. And then I just go back upstairs and I'm like, okay, I'll take over. Which is why I need something that gets me out of the house so that I'm not tempted to just do that. Which is like, especially now, when it's just me at home, I put her to bed, and then I'm like, what am I going to do? My ass just goes to bed. Am I really going to cost myself an extra hour of sleep just so I can watch like The Last of Us or something like that? What did I tell you? Become a Lycra guy? No, I don't want to bike like on the road. Like my fitness is sorted for me. The great thing about the Peloton, but the worst thing about it is that road cyclists with 75 watt average output like think they're better than you just because they've got the full USPS drip. Even though I would smoke them, I would tell you I would smoke them. The actual best thing about it though is that my odds of getting hit by a fucking car on this thing are near zero. But people are like, oh, well, at least if I'm out on a real bike and I get hit by a car, it won't be my fault. Okay, you'll be the most right man at the pearly gates. I'm happy where I stand. With the Peloton situation is sorted. It's all I've ever wanted. I will look God in the face and walk backwards into hell. But I like definitely need some out of the house hobby or I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to lose my mind. Stand-up comedy? Bro, stop telling me the hobbies you want me to do. Send it. That's a second job. Hey, we're still getting there. Just suggest the perfect hobby instead. It's not that hard. Sure, I can't think of it, but we got lots of smart people here. My ranking points. It's dawning on me, my ranking points. I think disc golf would be fun too. Dude, pickleball would go hard too. But honestly, I got so desperate, I looked at the local community center to see what kind of classes they have. And I was like, okay, here's my schedule. I would be available from like, wait a minute. I lived, bitch. I was like, I'll be available from around 6 to 9 p.m. weeknights and weekend nights as well. And they were like, okay, here's the classes. Drop in intramural basketball and not applicable. That's it. It's just the only things, it was just drop in sports that I don't really like, which is fine. I'm not mad that they're being offered, and nothing else. And then like all the cool classes, like all the cooking classes and shit like that, they're all offered at like 10 a.m. on Wednesday because the only people who run them are retirees. And that's like a perfect retiree schedule. Shit drives me crazy, man. Genuine question. When your kid is a little older, would you get into smoking weed? Don't say get into. Like I'm not knocking smoking weed. And don't think I've forgotten about your name, Hoob Hubinson, known chatter from like 2016. You're not quite up there in the Dr. Flopper echelon, but you know, you're still in the damn key value pair. Please don't talk about it as if it's a hobby with like, you know, meat to chew on, okay? It's a vice, that's fine. Everybody's got them. Like, oh, dude, he's on his smoking weed arc right now. I can't wait until he discovers indicas. Me when I get to the sativa arc of my weed smoking career. Oh, solid finish. You could watch Evangelion. I said something to get me out of the house. I feel like no one remembers this, but back in 2017, I convinced him I was religious and as a result didn't drink water for like a week straight. Yeah, you're right. Nobody remembers that. Well, you remember that. I'm not embisoning you right now, but yeah, that didn't make a huge impact on me. You could beekeep? Come on. I live in this city. I'm not just trying to shoot... Like, here's the thing. I think people get annoyed when you shoot down the suggestions, and I understand why. But, like, a hobby is, like, a big deal. You know, it's not one where you're going to say yes to, like, 20 things. I don't think I'm built for beekeeping. I don't really like bees that much. Hiking is definitely something that could be on the list, though. I think hiking makes perfect sense. I already like to walk. It's outdoors. Gets me out of the house. Good exercise. I like eating seeds and nuts as a pastime activity. Some Tai Chi outside. Unfortunately, the Tai Chi classes are all at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays. But that's one where it's like, it's deserved. Why not play video games? Bro, because it's fucking weird to be like well, you explained it. It's not a knock on video games. Just like Genshin's gonna be fine, okay? They don't need me. The thing is, it's got to get me out of the house because otherwise there's like parental guilt, which is like I could be watching my child right now, but instead I've offloaded it in the name of self-care. And as valid as that is, it's easy to succumb to it. I know, like this, most people, depending on what they're doing in their life, they might have the opposite problem. I feel like as you get older, I notice this in older people, but also in my parents especially, there's almost more of a danger of like doing too much and never relaxing instead of doing too little. Like you ever go to your parents' house and you're like, it's too fucking clean in here? Like the house is already clean and your mom is like, I'm going to get up early tomorrow and clean the house. You're like, no, you should just like you should go out for a walk or something like that. You should go let's just go to the mall and go shopping. Let's go get some lunch or something like that. That's the mode that I'm switching into. Is like for so long, because the baby's so much work. When they're younger, I'm used to being like gas pedal down most of the day. So as soon as I'm like off baby duty, I'm like, it's chore time. You're like baby duty, few hours, chores, few hours. Well, maybe like an hour. Baby duty, few hours, chores an hour. Baby duty, few hours, chores an hour. Bedtime, repeat again. Which is, it sounds like, oh, everything's like copacetic, but it leads to like burnout and, you know, being overly stressed out. You're not getting like, you're not budgeting yourself like some relaxation time. Honestly, what's great is that my job is relaxing. At least looking at the screen is relaxing. Chat, sometimes not so much. But you have to keep yourself honest, I think. We're definitely going for it. By actually forcing yourself to take some relaxation time. Because I don't know, right now I don't have the kind of personality where I'm like, hey Kate, I'm going to go play Warzone for 3 hours because I need some relaxation. Can you watch the baby? Like I would just, in like 10 minutes, I would be upstairs. I'd be like, somebody killed me with a Groza. I might as well. If I'm not going to have fun, I might as well just look after the baby all day. Boxing? I don't know, maybe. I'm down a weight class thanks to the norovirus. Train for the next chess boxing? I know, okay, listen, I know it's the joke. But the suggestions that are like, start doing stand-up comedy, maybe you can get a Netflix special. Why don't you start training for a chess boxing event that 100,000 people can watch? This is not relaxing. This is a second part of work. You're falling victim to the same thing that I've fallen victim to. Boxing could be relaxing. I think it could be therapeutic. I think it would be golf, except for the fact that hiking is cheap. And golf seems like very expensive. We'll figure it out anyway. For now, I just got to get through the next 2.5 days. One day. Next one day. What about solo camping? It's not my tempo. I do appreciate the suggestion, but it is definitely not my tempo. I don't even like duo camping that much. Golf works out to about $10 an hour once you have clubs. Okay, before you have clubs, what does it work out to? Because that's the situation I find myself in right now. $0 because you can't play. Okay, $10 an hour plus 1,000. It's not that crazy. I bullied Apollo into buying like a $1,500 stationary bike. Disc golf will cost about $30 to get started. Yeah, but then I gotta hang out with the Hoobensons of the world, right? No disrespect to disc golfers. My brother in Christ, you are one. I don't even know how to spell sativa. No! And this is not a knock on rock climbing, but I'll just tell you, I hate it. I'm like bottom heavy, for sure. I feel like everyone who recommends rock climbing, and I'm sure there's like reinforcement from the activity here, but they're always like 6'2", 110 pounds and have forearms like a person who's been baking since like 1971. And they're always like, do rock climbing, it's fun. And then when I do rock climbing, like 80% of my weight is located below my waist. So like, I get that you use your legs in rock climbing, but you also use your grip, which is not a strong suit for me. And also, I don't like heights. So my ass is just up there going like, okay, time to come down. And also, like I don't like roller coasters. And I feel like rock climbing is kind of like, it's like a pedestrian roller coaster. Because it has the same sort of social peer pressure element where people will go, come on, climb this thing that's like way higher than you're comfortable with. Come on, get like really anxious for you know, it'll once you've like skydiving. People are like, yeah, you know, it'll be like 2 days of low grade anxiety while you think about the skydiving, and then it'll be like really terrifying for like the 10 minutes that you're in the plane getting up to altitude, and then it'll be horrifying for like the 5 minutes that you drop out of the airplane and pull your parachute. But think of how happy you'll be for a second when it's over. I think I would go hard at pickleball, though. The problem is, like, no disrespect to septuagenarians. I know pickleball's branching out. There's even, like, 50-year-olds that play it now. It's very inclusive. But, like, they need to stop doing that shit. Like, I get it. You're retired. Congratulations. Fuck you. Start running the pickleball. You don't have to do it every day at 7 p.m. because I know that's like 2 hours after you eat dinner, your ass is getting sleepy. But can you just let one of the pickleball sessions a week be at like 7? It could even be at 7 on a Saturday or something like that. Do they all have to be retiree friendly? Because your sport's gonna fucking die. I know it's growing faster than any other sport on the planet right now, but just let me have this one, okay? What time are they? 5:45 a.m. Monday morning. That was a great shot. Yo, Stans, thanks for the raid. We were just talking about chess boxing. Ooh, maybe chess golfing? We were also talking about old people complaining that there's no young people at their hobbies, and then them using their incredible lobbying power to force all of their hobby meetings to be at like early mornings on weekdays. I still can't get over the fact that the Rotary Club meets at noon on Thursdays. I still can't understand. Like is the Rotary Club just accepting that when the current Rotary Club members are gone, then the thing's just, that's it? The Rotary Club experiment is now over? They probably meet over lunch. Why don't they just meet over lunch on a Saturday? On a Saturday! Started competing Rotary Club. Dude, now we're talking. I never even thought about that. Somebody rearrange the letters in Rotary real quick. I got an idea. Rotary Club sent my ass to Belgium for a month when I was 17. Shit was goated.
Nice shot.
What the hell? I gotta get my ass into this club, man. Why not photography? This is now turning into me insulting other people's hobbies, which is not something that I want this to be. But whenever I see people walking around taking photos with like a good camera, I'm like, what, there weren't enough of those already? I'm not saying I'm right, by the way. I'm saying that I'm being an asshole about it. But like, whenever I have to delay crossing the street so someone can get like a good shot of a Vancouver landmark or something like that, I'm like, can you just Google image search like what the steam clock? There's so many like moody black and white images of the steam clock. Like, does the Earth really need another one? How often does it happen? Once every 2 weeks. We're out of suggestions. You did good. You did good. We got hiking. We got golf. We got joining a boxing gym. But the thing with the boxing gym, for me, I'm scared of having to spar with divorced dads because they don't know their own strength. I think they got a lot of trauma there. And if they, I'm just saying, if I caught them in the jaw a little bit, they might come back with a doom, 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 doom. Pole dancing. Now that's one I hadn't considered. Would I catch some backlash for saying that pole dancing is hands down the funniest workout of all time? Now, I'm not saying it's not a good workout. I 100% could not do it, at least in my present condition. I'm not saying it's funny because it's evocative of the adult entertainment industry. I'm saying it's funny because your workout is like there's a pole, and then you like climb on it, and you put your leg over it, and then you go like this. You go like, and then you spin around. It just looks humorous to me. And I'll go into the strip club like it's a comedy club. I told you, I've been to a strip club twice in my life. I hated it both times. And this is not me being like, I'm not like other guys. I think men in my generation don't really like the strip club because it's weird and uncomfortable. We're a generation that grew up with the luxury of being horny in private, turning it into a social experience, and also adding food for some reason just makes it seem sad and pathetic. It was not a comfortable experience. Like it wasn't like just that you feel like bad for the dancers, which is not for me to say. It's more like I was just like, what are we doing here? My dad tried to take me to one after a breakup when I was 21. Thank God it was closed. Man, I can't even imagine. Experiences that would kill me where I stand. Going to the strip club with my dad while depressed. I think if you're depressed, the strip club is like the worst place on earth for you to go. Because it's kind of like a depressing place. How dare you? Especially, I think one time we went, it was like 1 PM. There's like 6 people in the whole place. And they're like, welcome to the stage, Montana. Bow, 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 bow. And it's just like, just a lady like half interested dancing on stage. I'm just a bachelor looking for a partner. She's looking at you. She knows you don't have any money. You're looking at her. You're like, does she know I don't have any money? I'm 19 years old. I'm wearing an American Eagle striped polo shirt and khaki shorts. Like, we both know that there's no mutually beneficial fiscal arrangement that's going to happen in like the next 4 minutes before the song Genuine Pony ends. Like, it's not going to happen. All right, well, wearing my airbrushed Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord all over t-shirt in the club. Will we make the finals? We did not. This was not a banner day for golf, that's for sure. /marker, switch sports, golf. All right, I'm out of here.